Howdy. I'm gonna make a strobe dock. I'm gonna build a strobe dock. This is what we make that makes the Novatropes animate. And I'm gonna show you the process. So let's get to it. Here's our circuit board. I have spent the last, I don't know, day and a half reprogramming the code to be more DSLR friendly so that it's visible. I pared it down to 3 frequencies that are visible on the camera pretty nicely. Let's see here, that's not right. There we go. That's the way. Nope. Oops, I forgot the vibration dampener. It's weird. Once the cameras turn on, my brain kind of stops working. I hope that goes away. Really hope that goes away. Let's see, I forgot to turn on the light. Sorry about that. A bit washed out now, huh? I think we can go a little bit lower. Yeah. That should be good. I'm just tuning the springs right now. The springs are part of the anti-vibration dampening system. It is a concoction of my own making, and it is just a sort of suspended. The motor mount is suspended on these 4 screws, and then held in place by these springs and some vibration dampening foam, like a ring of it. And here's the result. It kind of does this. So like all the electronics in the motor are like suspended from the top of the base and kind of like pushed back up into it with the springs and then held back from it by that vibration dampening foam. And that's to prevent the really high speed motor and sculpture from spinning and vibrating it. Without it, back in the early days when we didn't have it, before our Kickstarter, but still early days, like one of the very first prototypes was they would walk off the desk. They would just like and just walk away. It's crazy. Alright, this is the fun part. Plugging in stuff. We're looking good. Now I'm going to do a little bit of twisty tie action. Just to kind of manage these wires a bit. Beautiful. What do you think? Pretty nice, right? Not bad. Okay. Now we're gonna put the base on. What we're gonna do to put the base on is align this little mark with that little mark. Both little marks are made by me. When my dad makes these, he kind of cuts them. He drills the holes with the base, like at
the same time, and so you want to keep them in that orientation just because then the holes might not line up perfectly. So when I get them, he's kept that orientation, and I take it off and immediately make that little mark, and it keeps it all in the way that it was meant to be. Okay, now we're just gonna put some screws in. It's kind of wiggling my camera here. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Gonna put on a nice little cotton glove here. There's the sculpture. Should probably hit it with a little bit of heat gun action. There's a little bit of a, I don't know if you can see this. Right off the printers, they have a little bit of hairy filament wisps and such. So here's kind of what I do. Trying to melt anything important. Real quick though, otherwise the petals will melt or deform slightly. Plug it in. And dome on. The domes are not super duper perfectly uniform. It's hard to get military precision on these, so there we go. Beauteous. Now we're gonna want to turn the lights off. I'll turn the lights down once I've turned it on so you can see what it looks like when it's not perfectly dark out. And then I'll turn them down and give you a show. Yeah. Zoom in a bit. Would you like to see with this camera what I'm seeing down here? This camera is not at the same FPS clearly. I didn't think about this ahead of time. This camera has a 1/40 shutter speed, and so I did all this work, like I said, to make sure that the frequencies that are programmed into this work well with the 1/40 FPS. And this one is set to something else, so I should fix that. But for now, this is a good indication, a good example of what it looks like when you try and film this normally and it's not at a predetermined frequency that matches your camera. You get this banding effect, which is called rolling shutter effect. But yeah, see, not pretty. Let's do some color. So I can set it to something. There's a nice pink. Nice. I've been really enjoying teal lately. Ooh, I like that. Yeah, that's good stuff. That's good stuff right there. All right, let's do some cooler modes. What's weird is that the color kind of affects it too. The banding. Like I got these frequencies really tuned in for white, but then you do a different color and sometimes it changes that. Getting a little bit of banding in there. Okay, I feel like that's kind of taken away from the good vibes. This is the one that is on my to-do list to somehow film properly for this live stream. This is God mode. This is crazy stuff. You can kind of see it, but then it like goes away and it looks green all of a sudden. The half of the screen that's going away on the bottom is closer to what it is. It's like we're changing color every on cycle of the LEDs, and it's interesting because you can kind of see that in the footage. There's like bands of the component colors. Weird. Yeah, most of these just aren't friendly to the camera. Work on that, or pony up the money for a mirrorless camera. They can handle this perfectly, but mirrorless DSLRs with strobe matching and a global shutter. I think that's the stuff. If I remember what my friend was telling me, who knows about cameras. Man, this is such a good one. I wish you could see it. My brain has a hard time comprehending it. It's tough. It's tough to describe. It kind of looks white sometimes, and it kind of looks green and purple, and it's a trip. Let's just put it onto slow color change. What do you think? You guys want to see another sculpture? I could also tip this up a little bit so you can kind of see it from the front angle. Yeah. Let's do another sculpture. Oh, this one's a bit hairy. Oh, and it still has the the skeleton inside. Here, check this out. So inside is, man, see that at all? No, you can't. How about here? There's tree support that gets printed, but we have to print it in such a way that it can still fit through this narrow little hole, so you don't really get a whole lot of tree support available. And then it kind of, there's some hair in there. Can you see that in there? Just kind of go in there and pinch around and do a little bit of scraping. Twisting and pulling, and try not to reach through the center hole so that I don't damage it. The center hole gets dinged up and the sculpture will never spin smoothly. Hit a little bit of heat gun action. A little bit longer. Okay. Looks good. We'll see how it runs. Actually, I'm going to just do this practically. I've found that on the upper surface of this brim here, that brim is basically, you can kind of, maybe you can see how this inner ring here is about 1 millimeter thick and then it falls away a little bit. That's the dimensions, you know, that thickness is similar to like a DVD because we're using a DVD motor. And on the top of that little surface in there, a little brim can form, not a brim, like a ridge. It's small. It's less, you know, it's like a 1/5 of a millimeter high or something, but it's enough that it can kind of throw off the rotation and make the illusion visually noisy and I don't know, unpleasant to look at. So I found this little T bit for my CNC router. Can kind of get in there and cut it away pretty cleanly. This is one that's going to benefit from me tipping it up a little bit. Let's put it right on its side. We can run like that. I want it at a little bit of an angle. Spooky. That's pretty cool. That one's called Tentapod. Pretty cool. I like that one a lot. This one's called Choya. Whenever I've been tipping it over on its side, it's been changing the RPM of the motor a little bit, and it has to take a couple of seconds to stabilize back to where the PID controller is told to keep it. That's a good one too. That is that's a cool one. That one was designed to look like the Choya cactus skeletons, which you can find in Arizona on a hike. They leave these structures that use this geometry the Choyas do. So this is effectively, if you were able to very carefully grow a Choya into a Taurus and then spin it up, it would do this. Some different colors going. Should I just do a 24-hour live stream of these? Ooh. And then I could, I don't know how I would do this. I'm more of a hardware person, but if there was a tutorial I could follow it, what if I could set it up in such a way that based on what you said in chat, it changed the pattern? I feel like you guys might not be mad about that. Okay, well, that was what I wanted to do with this live stream. I built a strobe dock and showed you and tested my live stream strobe dock specific code, which still needs some work because I want to show you guys some of the God modes. It may be possible, I don't know. I wasn't able to really find any God modes that didn't look like nightmare fuel on the camera, but I'll ask around to my friends that know cameras better than I do and write a letter to Santa Claus for like a $5,000 camera and then see what happens. I mean, it's just a matter of time. Eventually I'm gonna get that camera. It's just a function of how to put that money together. Really cool. And then link it to the chat so that you guys could change the patterns. That would be sweet. All right. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys next time, which actually probably will be pretty soon here. It's going to be a prototyping video for a piece of hardware. The thing behind me, that thing. This behemoth. I'm going to do some stuff involving this and try and get it a little more close to functional. This is to program the circuit boards. Our circuit boards are really annoying to program, so this machine is supposed to do it for us and do it fast. So I got to do a little bit of Python, no, Linux shenanigans, which I'm not that good at. So it's probably gonna be a lot of Googling and a lot of asking ChatGPT and a lot of going down false rabbit holes because of the answers given by ChatGPT, but I'll probably get there. And I'm gonna stream it.